What's up guys? Welcome to another episode of 9to5Mac Weekly, where I believe Final Cut Pro 10 is better than Adobe Premiere because Final Cut Pro 10 is better than Adobe Premiere. I am your host, Miles Somerville, and let's get into the news. The current coronavirus outbreak might be affecting iPhone production, with almost all Foxconn production being put on a standstill following government policy. Reuters say that if Foxconn has to be shut down for another week, Apple won't be able to maintain its current shipment rate for iPhones. And Apple has also temporarily closed down all of the retail locations in China until after February 15th, which is surely going to affect sales. And because of all this concern, stocks are currently down about 3.5% as of February 3rd. So yeah, things are not looking good right now, and I surely hope that they can get this virus under control and hopefully omitted within the coming weeks to months. I'm seeing how this is affecting other events as well, including Mobile World Congress. Companies like LG are pulling out of the conference simply due to health concerns of their employees and stuff like that. Things are not looking great. Hope things can get under control. In our next story, firstly, I have to congratulate all of you because chances are you might be earning more money than what Apple pays its co-founder, Steve Wozniak. Well, probably not, but check this out. In this article, it says that Steve Wozniak's salary from Apple is $50 a week after savings and taxes. He revealed this in an interview with Guy Kawasaki. So when saying after savings and taxes, that could just mean that they're throwing him thousands a month and he only pockets 3 to 5% of it. But he did say in the interview that the amount he's given is small. And I quote, "It's small, but it's out of loyalty, because what could I do that's more important in my life? Nobody's gonna fire me, and I really do have strong feelings always for Apple." I would recommend checking that interview out. I think there's a lot of interesting tidbits in there if you're a real Apple history geek. But yeah, I think it's funny that essentially the nation's largest tech company is paying its co-founder enough for him to only pocket $50 a week after savings and taxes. That's interesting. Apple is going to give developers the ability to unify Mac and iOS apps. With the release of the new Xcode 11.4 beta, devs can now bundle identifiers so that you can buy a Mac or iOS application and have immediate access to its counterpart without spending more money. Now, this is definitely something I'm all for because I think it's kind of ridiculous to buy an application and then pay for it again in a slightly different Mac OS version. And this not only applies to new applications, existing applications as well. All you have to do is modify the bundle identifiers and you can do the exact same thing. Like I said, this definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Save money, live better, Apple. I mean, not really, because you're not saving money most of the time with Apple, but at least in this particular case, kinda. So we're going to take a break from the news to do our segment 9 to 5 Desk Flex, where you, the viewer, can submit your Apple-oriented setup to be showcased on the channel. So let's take a look. So I didn't get any in the past week. 0 submissions, absolutely 0. That's disappointing. So we're going to take a break from the news to do an alternate segment where I show off a cool product that I think you guys should check out. So let's take a look. Firstly, these are custom painted AirPods Pro from Colorware, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And if you want your own look for your AirPod Pros, definitely give these a look. They'll be linked down below. Totally worth it. But anywho, these are replacement tips for the AirPod Pros by Hadelkin, and these definitely complete the look. They work and fit exactly the same as the original Apple-made pair, which is really cool. You can pick a bunch of different colors, and I think for 10 bucks, if you've already spent $250 more on these headphones, it'd definitely be a decent investment just to add a little flair, you know, that personal touch of color, because Apple just likes to make everything white or space gray in their 10 different variations of it. So yeah, links down below for these will be in the description. Earlier last week, a patent for an Apple Watch with Touch ID was published. The patent shows an Apple Watch with a Touch ID sensor embedded in the digital crown, according to these designs. And from a technical standpoint, that makes a decent amount of sense, but do you really need Touch ID in the Apple Watch? I mean, me personally, I can't think of any substantial applications for something like that, but hey, that's Apple's job, right? The patent was actually filed in November of 2018, but it wasn't published until the 6th of February this year, so I'd be kind of surprised if they moved forward with this design for an Apple Watch Series 6 or whatever they've got coming up, but hey, we'll just have to wait and see. So we're getting another report coming out of Fast Company corroborating that the iPhone 9 will indeed start at a $399 price point. The tidbit had already been predicated by my guy Ming-Cheng Kuo, Apple analyst extraordinaire, that the price of the upcoming iPhone would start at $399, which is the same as the 2016 iPhone SE. The budget device is supposed to have a 4.7-inch display, an A13 processor, 64 gigs of storage, and have an iPhone 8 body style. Now, all of this sounds fine and dandy, but, well, actually, I don't really have a but. It's going to be less than half the cost of the flagship iPhones with all the same internal specs for longevity. This phone's going to be a hit. Apple's going to make more billions of dollars. That's my take. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what this iPhone's gonna look like in the flesh, and you'll be darn sure that we'll have content for it up on 9to5Mac, the website, the YouTube channel. It will definitely be covered, so stay tuned. That's gonna be about it for the news this week. Sorry it was a little bit shorter than planned, but seriously, I know at least one out of the 8,000 people that watched the first episode has a decent Apple setup to share. So how about this? The first person to submit a setup to me after this video goes live will win a free Anker 10-watt wireless combo charger. You can charge your Apple Watch and your AirPods or your iPhone with this thing. It's pretty neat. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe to see future content like this. Check the description for all our social handles. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys in the next one.